Hi everybody, it's Christina. Welcome back to my channel. I did not post a Friday Reads last week because I hadn't finished any books. In fact, since the last time I've talked to you, I've only finished one book, which is a little sad to me. I really want to be on a pace of reading 2 books per week, so hopefully I can pick up steam a little bit. Let me share with you what I did read in the past 2 weeks, and then I will quickly mention my current read. So the last time we spoke, I was currently reading Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. I have since returned the book back to the library, so I don't have it here to show you, but that is the sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea, which I really did enjoy. It takes place shortly after that first book concludes, and we're following Linus and Arthur and all of their magical children. Arthur decides to testify for the government, and of course things do not go as planned, and the story goes from there. Unfortunately, I really did not have a good time with this book. I rated it 2.5 stars, which, as I mentioned in my Goodreads review, it really pained me to give that book such a low rating. But there were a few things going on for me that I just couldn't enjoy. The first one was this book feels supremely preachy. And it's weird because the author is talking about subjects that he and I agree on. Things like diversity, LGBTQIA+, rights and equality, other things like that. And he and I are on the same page, but throughout the entirety of the book, he's constantly lecturing me as the reader. And it feels like that moment, I don't know if you've experienced it, where you're having a discussion with somebody and it's edging towards being an argument, but you're not sure why they're arguing with you because you're on the same page. So unfortunately, this book was a bit off-putting for me because if I couldn't get on board with his method of writing in this book, then people who don't share our beliefs are going to be extremely turned off. Similarly, there's a theme throughout the book that TJ Klune mentions, and that's he is writing as the anti-J.K. Rowling. Don't get me wrong, I am also anti-J.K. Rowling. I loved Harry Potter growing up. It was a huge part of my life. But as soon as she walked down the road she did with all of her horrendous beliefs, I stopped supporting her. However, one thing TJ Klune does in this book is he adapts some of her ideas and makes them his own. So, for example, there's a quote right at the beginning that is paraphrasing a Dumbledore quote. He has a character in this book who is a duplicate of Dolores Umbridge, right down to her pink clothing. And it's just a very odd thing where he's trying to criticize this other author, but he's using her ideas in his book. I don't really know how I feel about that, but it just didn't work for me. And finally, I will talk about this more broadly because I will not give spoilers, but at the end of this book, something happens that feels really hypocritical. Throughout the entirety of the novel, TJ Klune is talking about, he's anti-government, he wants everyone to be equal, he wants everyone to be on the same page with no one above them. But then there's a character who, again, I'll talk more broadly so as to not spoil it, but they become the monarch of the island, and she's above everyone else, and she is now giving orders to everyone. So the equality that he so desperately wanted, he turned into a monarchy, which just seemed a little out of place for me. So all of that to say, this was a disappointing read, 2.5 stars. If you want to hear my thoughts more eloquently written out, I did write a Goodreads review for this, so check out my Goodreads. I have it linked in the description box. Moving on to what I'm currently reading, it's Once More from the Top by Emily Layden. This is a really short novel. It's only about 300 pages, but it's taking me a little bit to get through. It is a contemporary fiction novel about a very famous pop star, and she's going back and forth in her life because her high school best friend Kelsey was just found. She had disappeared when they were in high school, and her body washed up at the local lake. So the story is a mystery novel about what happened to Kelsey, but it's very slow paced, very meandering. I'm still interested in finding out what happens, and I'm only about 70 pages from the end now, so I will be finishing this one, but it's leading towards a 3-star read for me. And that's it for right now. I hope to pick up my pace as we move into next week. Things have been a little busy at work, and I think because I get most of my reading done during my lunch break from work, if I don't have that normal lunch break at the time I usually do, then my reading is reduced. So hopefully things get back on track as we head into next week. And let me know what you're reading in the comments. I would love to know. And if you've also read Somewhere Beyond the Sea, let me know your thoughts, because I've seen Goodreads reviews that are total full 5 stars and other reviews like mine that were a little turned off by that book. That's it for today. I hope you have a great Friday and a happy weekend. Bye.